Let's talk really quick about the Socialist Democrat talking about capitalism. This guy doesn't understand how capitalism works. Socialist Democrat running for NYC mayor. Really scary what he says. I'm not going to put the whole thing. I'm going to just show you some of it when it comes to like the ICE stuff. And then I'll tell you more about what he says later down the line. It's crazy.
The other thing is to ensure that the NYPD are not serving as accomplices to what ICE is doing in this city. We have already seen ICE agents arrest immigrants who are going for regular check-ins at Federal Plaza, where blocks away from where I got my citizenship, and we have had a pastor be arrested by the NYPD. We have had New Yorkers who are standing up in opposition to that be arrested,
because he was blocking
thrown onto the ground, thrown into police vans. We do not need to be helping Donald Trump with his attempt to fulfill a campaign promise to build the largest deportation force this country has ever seen.
On the issue of public safety, gun violence, do you support hiring more NYPD officers to kind of help with those issues?
I support sustaining the number that we have today. And the reason that I say that is when I speak to police officers, I know they have a critical role in creating public safety. And I also know from them that they joined the force to take on serious crimes. But they are now being asked to respond to nearly every failure of the social safety net. The same officer who thought he was going to be responding to shootings is having to pick up the phone for mental health calls. And that's true for the department, which now has hundreds of thousands of those calls they deal with a year. So we've put forward a proposal to create a Department of Community Safety that would focus on the mental health crisis and gun violence, scaling up evidence-based policies that have already worked in the city and across the country, and allowing police to focus on serious crimes and ensuring that they can resolve far more cases than the 35% that they were able to resolve in the first quarter of this year.
All right, that's
obviously public safety is a...
Okay. So I want to make sure you guys understood what he just said. He said police officers are, they're law enforcers. That's what police officers are. They're law enforcers, okay? They're not public servants like people who clean, like waste management or firefighters. Law enforcers are not public servants. I want to make that very clear. So because they're not public servants, yes, their job is to enforce the laws. That includes federal laws, not just state laws. So the fact that he said, we shouldn't allow police officers to be accomplices, meaning we shouldn't allow police officers to cooperate and collaborate with federal officials, meaning ICE, when it comes to finding out what people are in neighborhoods that are criminals, meaning they've already committed crimes in the homeland aside from coming here illegally. And he said that no, they shouldn't be doing that, which is to me insane and treasonous, because that is part of their job, is to do that. Another part of their job is to, when arresting these criminals who have actually committed heinous crimes in these neighborhoods, you're supposed to wait until ICE gets there. That way ICE can end up taking over. And that's not what happens. They release these criminals back into the street knowing they're supposed to be given to ICE. They don't want police officers to actually follow the laws and cooperate. And it's not even just about cooperating, it's about collaborating with ICE